Moving to the Stillwater area, but you don't want to live in Stillwater, and you're thinking about, what do I need to know about the towns around Stillwater? Well, this video, we're going over the pros and cons of Perkins, Oklahoma. If you're moving to, relocating to, or moving within the Stillwater Metro area, and you want to learn more about Perkins, Oklahoma, that's what this video is going to be all about. Let's get started. All right, if this is your first time to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and welcome. Thank you for visiting the channel. Everything from relocating to, moving within Oklahoma, Oklahoma City Metro Area, Stillwater Metro Area. The team of agents that I work with at eXp Realty and we are here to earn your business. So if you're making a move, relocating to, or moving to Oklahoma City Metro Area, Stillwater Metro Area, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. We want to help you out. Now, you clicked on this video because you want to know the pros and cons of Perkins, Oklahoma. So let's get into it. And of course, as always in Oklahoma, it is so windy today. Pro number one when living in Perkins, Oklahoma is the town is small enough that if you need to walk to the store, you can. If you need to walk to the tag agency, you can. If you need to walk to the park, you can. If you need to walk to the gas station, you can. Perkins, Oklahoma is that perfect rural small town where you can walk everywhere. This is how windy it is. It's blowing the camera over. All right, con number one when living in Perkins, Oklahoma. Like any small town, and even big towns too, it does have utility outages occasionally. Like the water will just be shut off because they're having to replace old pipe, and the internet just won't be working because they've got to fix something on the internet. I've got to go shoot somewhere where it's not so windy. So con number one is utility outages occasionally. Okay, a lot less wind here. Okay. Pro number two with living in Perkins, Oklahoma. Even though it's a small town, it is big enough where it has everything you need. It has things like the grocery store, 3 gas stations. It has 1, 2, 3, 4. It has at least 5 restaurants. So for that date night, you can go to the 33rd Cafe, the pizza place, the Mexican place. Those are the 3 I know off the top of my head. So there's a lot of stuff that's already here that you don't really have to leave if you don't want to. It's super close to places like Stillwater. It's just right down the street from Stillwater if you want to go to the Whole Foods or the Super Walmart. So it does have the Williams grocery store. It does have 3 different gas stations. It has 5 different restaurants, has heat and air company, has a plumbing company. There's a lot of things in Perkins that are already here that you don't have to go 30, 45 minutes to get to if you don't have it. So that's pro number 2. Con number 2, because it is a small town, everything does close down at night. So what I mean by that is like there's no closing the bar down or anything like that in Perkins, Oklahoma. Everything does close down 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. So just FYI, if you want to make that late night munchie run, you'll probably have to go to Stillwater to do that. Pro number 3 when living in Perkins, Oklahoma, it's a pretty friendly community. When you're driving through town, everyone's gonna wave hi to you. You'll get the 1 finger raise on the steering wheel and stuff like that. People are pretty respectful at the stop sign in the grocery store. So it is a friendly community. You don't have to worry about people cutting you off or flipping you the bird because you're going too slow. Because on the highway, there are combines, there's tractors, there's hay trucks, all sorts of stuff like that. So there's not a ton of rushing or people impatient when you're living in Perkins, Oklahoma. Con number 3 when living in Perkins, Oklahoma. Because it is such a tight community, there are a lot of people knowing what's going on in town. You know, the nosy neighbors and stuff like that. There are some little cliques in town, stuff like that. Everyone knows a lot of people's business. That's what I mean. Everyone knows a lot of people's business, if that makes sense. Because it is such a small town, Perkins, Oklahoma. So side note, when you're living here, if you want to keep things private, just don't talk. That's pretty easy. Pro number 4, the police are always out and about in Perkins, Oklahoma. You'll see them driving through town all the time. The police station is right in the middle of the city, right by the stop sign. So you drive by them. Everyone drives by the police station here in Perkins, Oklahoma. So the police do have a strong presence when you're living in Perkins, Oklahoma. That's pro number 4. Con number 4 is there are a limited number, there's limited options. And what I mean by that is there's only one grocery store. There are only 3 gas stations. There is only 1 pawn shop. There is only 1 lumber yard in Perkins, Oklahoma. There's not a lot of options, like you don't have the Lowe's and the Home Depot and stuff like that. But the Perkins hardware store and lumberyard is awesome. They got everything you need. I just stopped in there yesterday and picked up some screws that I needed for a chicken coop that I was building. You know, and Williams has pretty much everything you need unless you're looking for the whole food style stuff. And then you just drive up to Stillwater to get that. It's not too far of a drive. So even though there are limited options in Perkins, Oklahoma, you do have what you need here. So that is, you know, there are only 3 or 5 restaurants in town. So side note, limited options, but they have what you need. Completely side note. The schools in Perkins Tryon are very, very sought after. Very good schools. From what the parents have told me there, look at greatschools.org to check it out yourself. Call the principal, schedule a tour of the schools. That way you can look at it and review the teachers. Take a look at the teachers. But Perkins, Oklahoma has really, really good schools. The Perkins Tryon School District is a highly sought after school district here when you're wanting to live in the Stillwater Metro area. Con number 5. If you do have a family-owned brick and mortar business, you'll definitely want to do a lot of advertising. You want to make sure you get a lot of people to come to your business because Stillwater is so close. A lot of people do still go to Stillwater to do some of their shopping and stuff like that. So if you're relocating or moving to Perkins, Oklahoma for a family-owned business, be sure to go join the local Chamber of Commerce, go to all the get-togethers, go to the football games, stuff like that, and get your name out so you meet a lot of people in the Perkins area to make sure that you got the business and the customers you need for your family-owned business. Or if you're doing internet sales, then just do your Google ads and your YouTube videos to make sure people know that you're there. Pro number 6, when relocating to, moving within Perkins, Oklahoma, is it's a pretty clean town. And a pretty clean streets, pretty clean parks, pretty clean neighborhoods. Right behind me, just look at this beautiful, amazing, historic Oklahoma Territorial just look at Oklahoma Territorial Plaza Park. I mean, it's super clean. It's super clean. And look at right here. Look at right there. How about that? America! That's what Perkins, Oklahoma is about right there, folks. So if you're relocating to, moving within, pro number 6 is really clean town, really well kept town, really clean neighborhoods, really well kept neighborhoods, really clean parks, really well kept parks. Con number 6, when you're relocating to, moving within Perkins, Oklahoma, is what I've been told is when it rains really, really hard, there's a little bit of water management. But that's a lot of places in Oklahoma for some reason. There's the water management when we get those crazy thunderstorms that drop 6 to 8 inches of rain right away. I don't know if there's any water system that can actually keep up with that much rain, because those thunderstorms that come rolling through Oklahoma with those high winds and all, there's flooding. There's flooding in Oklahoma City and Edmond, everywhere. But of course, Perkins, Oklahoma has flooding too. So something to keep in mind, especially when you're looking at houses. We'll always pay attention to French drains and stuff like that. All right, folks, I'll see you on number 7. All right, pro number 7, when you're relocating to, moving within Perkins, Oklahoma, is it's got a golf course. That's right, it's got a golf course. So if you love playing golf, you love whatever that's called, I can't think of the name I was thinking of, but it does have a golf course, and the prices are super affordable. Everyone that I know that golfs here loves it. So if you're looking for a place to live just outside the Stillwater Metro area and you want to live in a town that has a golf course, Perkins, Oklahoma is definitely the place you're going to want to tee up to. Con number 7, when relocating to, moving to, or moving within Perkins, Oklahoma, is they don't have a hospital. They don't have a hospital, but you just go to Stillwater Hospital, which is only about 18 minutes away. But if you're in a hurry, it's only about 15 or 14 minutes away. Don't ever break speeding laws or stuff like that. Or you go down to the Oklahoma City Metro area for their hospital system. Down there, the OU Medical Hospital System. Edmond has Integris, it has Mercy, it has all that right off of I-35 and the Turnpike now. But something you want to keep in mind, if you need quick access to a hospital, Perkins, Oklahoma does not have its own hospital. That's con number 7 when relocating to, moving to, or moving within Perkins, Oklahoma. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video on the pros and cons of relocating to, moving within Perkins, Oklahoma. As always, if you need any help with real estate, if you're moving to the Stillwater Metro area, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email at the number below. The team of agents that I work with, eXp Realty and I, we're here to earn your business. And if you've ever thought about a career in real estate, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're constantly showing more and more agents the benefits and technology tools, the retirement options, the healthcare options, the CRMs, all the amazing stuff that eXp Realty has to offer anyone that wants to become a real estate agent. All right, guys, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. I'll see you guys on the next clip. If you need to walk to the tag agency, it is so windy, it blew the camera over. Con number... Frontier Park. God, I forget the name. Ah, I'm so mad.